Yo, Mono Sanbanani, hello, how's it? Shalom, good people. and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to the Christian community out there. You know, you guys who um, are part of that broad faith flag family and freedom type society that I always talk about on the show. You know, I've never been prescriptive as to what religion I'm talking about when I say we are a people of faith. You know, this country is, of course, predominantly a 96, 97% plus Christian country. And obviously today, and really tomorrow in particular, is an important time for the Christian community. So for those of you who are Christians and are observing the birth of Jesus Christ, Merry Christmas to you guys. Merry Christmas to you guys. Please, please, please. As I said in the descriptor of this video, yes, by all means, spend this time with your family. I'm gonna repeat that. Spend this time with your family. Stop listening to people who tell you that you need to be in total isolation until kingdom come, because they are fearful of one thing or the other. Absolutely not. You will spend this time. You've struggled and you've literally fought your way through a terrible year of some of the worst COVID grifters. You will sure as hell take this opportunity to spend time with your family. This time deserves that, if anything else. I do it on a weekly basis as I commemorate what is also for me Erev Shabbos, or just before my Sabbath or Shabbat, which is from Friday evenings to Saturday evenings, where I switch off everything. I switch off all the technology. I literally go back into a medieval state of things where I focus my being, my existence on tapping into this week of, with this day of rest, the seventh day when Hashem himself rested, that I emulate that once every week. And in doing so, as I said, I switch off all distractions, all the pinging and the ringing and the you name it, and I literally focus on what is essentially God, Torah, and family and friends. That's it. And I would put it to you, dear Christian friends, that this is your moment to do exactly that. And obviously I know it happens more than just once a year, but what I do want to emphasize, pardon me, in this short vlog is exactly that you spend this time with family and friends and you commemorate what is important to you. You switch off the noise, you switch off the COVID grifters, the race grifters, the corporate media, the establishment in this country who have been so dead set on being the most important thing in your life. And you actually say, no, damn it. What is important to me right now is my God, my relationship with God, my family, my friends, and literally seeing them on a day like this. So shout out to you guys who, as I said, are commemorating Christmas. Let this be your moment and shut out all the other voices and spend this time with family. So I really wanted to holler at you guys, to speak to you guys, before I disappear for my Shabbat, which is in the next hour or so, pretty much, and share what I do in that sense. I share exactly. I wanted to share that for me. This is a period where I switch off everything, literally, and I really mean that. You're off the phone, you're off the technology, you're off of that stuff, and you literally devote time to yourself with your God, your book, your religious book, whatever it may be. For me, it's Torah or the Chumash, and I mean, just from my perspective, we even begin a new parsha of this week, or book of Shemot, Shoremus. So lots of exciting things, therefore, that I think should be happening for you this weekend, regardless of what faith or religion you follow. Anyway, that's really what I want to share. As I'm back in Durban, I'm back in my home township. I was on the farm yesterday just to check on progress to see what the rains, the incessant rains, have been doing. Let's just say they've created so much work for me again, in terms of cutting bush and removing the bush that obviously grows with heavy rains. So lots of work ahead of me in that regard. But for now, no work. We switch off for Shabbos, for Shabbat, for Isabat, for the Sabbath. And insofar as you, the Christian viewers, please switch off completely this entire weekend, if anything, and do it for not just for Christmas, but just for the sense of it's been a very long year, guys. It's been a very long year, and it's been a year where we, the faith, flag, family, and freedom type South Africans, have been under assault by people who have broadly just called the establishment, right? The establishment being government politicians broadly, the corporate media in this country, who have no respect whatsoever for our values as South Africans. That's the corporate media, those corrupted parts of the medical fraternity who when they were given these unprecedented powers, literally suddenly abandoned the science and relished the ability to tell people what they can and can't do, what they can and can't inject in themselves, and literally corrupted the very medical science that we are reliant on, that we actually depend on, that we want. The big pharma guys who have literally over this year, over the past 2 years, if anything, have been making money hand over fist in various grifts of their own. This year's been an absolutely shocking year insofar as it's created, or pardon me, it's shown people who maybe were asleep before that actually know. The people who are the quote unquote the establishment are firmly against you. They have no interest in that faith, flag, family, and freedom type society. They have no interest in the family unit in particular. That's why moments like these, religious moments like these, mean nothing to them. Mean absolutely nothing to them. So it's a reminder, therefore, this show is a reminder, therefore, that actually, no, you're not defined by your government. You're not defined by what these race and COVID grifters say about you. You are you. You are you. And you, your family, your community are the most important thing about you, so that you have bigger things to celebrate, you have bigger things to commemorate, you have bigger things to be thankful for than worrying about what the establishment thinks and wants of you. So that's my simple message here. I really just wanted to talk to you guys. It has been a while. I am taking a bit of a break from the show. You'll see me once again with my regular programming back in, pardon me, I said, oh, jeeps. Back in January, pardon me. Likely after January the 5th. Sound like Porky Pig. So I'll be back after January 5th. I will do regular vlogs here and there until then, just to touch base with you guys. But I really want you guys to spend this holiday season and the various religious commemorative periods in it with family. That's what matters in this particular moment. So I'm going to have a look at the comment section. Welcome to you guys. I know this was a very random, impromptu video. Let's see what you guys have in the comment section. The comments always so spicy. Welcome to it. Wendy Hitchens, I see you with the Merry Christmas. Valerie Cooper, I see you, girl. Welcome to it. Inga Maya Larsole, shout out to you. Maya Vogel, I see you. Gosia Revolinsky, I see you. Samantha Diacha, I see you. Kerry, I see you. Moira, I see you. Dan Lean, I see you. Annette, I see you. Oh, the very beautiful message. I see you, girl. Lynn Smith, Liquid Babes, hey, tada, I see you. Annette Beckett, tomorrow, church, and the family is together. Time to relax. But first, I need to cook that lunch. Shout out to you, Annette. I see you, girl. Tanya Edwards, we see you. PDL, do you think another Scariant is going to show its face this year? Or pardon me, next year? And then will they expect us to comply? Who knows? Who knows? But one thing you will notice, and I shared it on my Facebook page. In fact, I shared it across my social media streams, is the Medical Advisory Committee. This is the MAC, which advises the Minister of Health in this country. They've already basically said, hey, man, put it this way. They're basically walking back a lot of the nonsense they were spreading when they were still drunk on power. They are who I refer to as that corrupted part of the medical fraternity, who once they got a whiff of power, suddenly abandoned age-old, tried and tested medical practice around an issue of how to deal with the pandemic. Those individuals who for the past 2 years have been calling everybody who questions, just questions, not even necessarily disagrees, just questions, wanting to learn more. They've been calling those individuals the anti-vaxxers and the people who want to kill grandma and all that nonsense. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember how they labeled and mislabeled and painted us black by basically saying, you know what, these people, by simply asking questions about their health and their own medical decisions, that how dare they exercise that freedom, was essentially the notion they were trying to introduce as they were drunk on power. So that you had a very dangerous situation in this country and elsewhere in the world, really, where certain established medical rights that we have as individuals, we were expected to forego. In fact, if anything, your freedoms as an individual, they were trying to convince you that your freedoms are selfish, that your rights, enforcing your rights, is a selfish thing. Even as we ask them very rational and honest questions. No, how dare you? They suggested. How dare you do that? And what made it worse was that they couldn't just dismiss us all. They couldn't just dismiss us all as crazy, radical, crazy, anti-vaxxer, blah, 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 blah. Because there were actual people within their own community, the medical fraternity, professors in some cases, who were saying, hey, what you're doing to people is nonsense. Yes, this thing is serious. No one disputes that COVID-19 as a respiratory illness is very serious. It was targeting, if anything, people like me, the obese, in my case, pre-diabetic, hypertensive, what they broadly call people with comorbidities. We were the ones who really were on the firing line. But I told you, and I said it myself even on this channel, even though I'm at the greatest risk of this thing, I was never going to allow my personal circumstances, and effectively is a sum total of what has been my personal life decisions that got me to this date, to then determine public policy and effectively punish other people. I was never going to allow that. That is not scientific. You cannot make decisions, public policy decisions, on effectively personalized fears. Can't do that. But no, they did that. They went down that grift because some of them realized, hey, man, we can make a lot of money doing this. Hand over fist. Others realized, hey, man, we can make a lot of power that will call temporary, but will never relinquish once the crisis is over. And we're seeing that, by the way. We're seeing that. So to your question, Tanya, I'd wager that they're beginning to walk back a lot of the nonsense. And if you look on my page, I did share that that medical advisory, that medical advisory that they sent to the Minister of Health, basically saying, hey, we were wrong on certain things and they need to end right now. That whole contact tracing thing and blah, blah, blah. They themselves have said, we were wrong about this, it needs to end now. And they've made some very key concessions in that advisory, including how they now openly say, we admit, they suggest that our testing basically was a drop in the ocean. Obviously, many more people have either had this thing and have developed a natural immunity. They even admit that now, finally. and that therefore a lot of measures that they were following simply don't make sense. So that what I hope is happening, and I'm seeing it sort of slowly develop on social media, is that the rest of the world, who knows, maybe South Africa, our scientists, with them walking back their grift, may influence the science community around the world to say, guys, it's okay to admit when you're wrong about something. It's okay to say you're wrong. Who knows? So with that being said, funny enough, today's Friday the 24th, the Minister of Health himself, or the Director General of the Department of Health, that's the CEO, if you will, of the Department of Health, issued a communique to all 9 provinces in the country saying, look, upon advice from the Medical Advisory Committee, this is now what we're doing. And all of those things that were listed in that that advisory that I spoke of just now were basically are being implemented in government. No longer quarantining people and all that nonsense. And there's very stuff in it. I can't go into it. But if you want to follow someone who's done great analysis on this, if you are on Twitter, follow Jonathan Witt, Dr. Jonathan Witt. And I'll probably post something myself next week on this. In fact, I'll see if I can twist Jonathan to be on the show to discuss this. But he's also come under a lot of pressure and a lot of attacks for simply speaking this truth. I myself received a warning on my YouTube channel. They actually removed a certain video that I did discussing these sort of issues. So I'm very conscious of the fact that, I mean, you guys know, I've said this a lot of times, my time on these social media platforms, especially these current ones, about YouTube and Facebook, my time is very limited. I know they're going to ban this channel at some stage. I know they're going to ban this channel at some stage, because the truth is very dangerous when you set yourself up on a lie. Those who tell the truth are very dangerous to your cause. And I love how they're like, oh, but you're not a doctor, you're not an epidemiologist, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, who cares? That is a false argument to use. It's what we call an appeal to authority argument. It's a fallacy. One doesn't have to be a doctor to be very, firstly, you don't have to be a doctor to read a report. You don't have to be a doctor to read medical findings that are crystal clear in some case based on hard data. And you don't have to be a medical doctor to share those. And you sure as hell don't have to be a medical doctor to speak to actual medical doctors, professors, and guys who are in the industry who are trying to voice themselves. That's what the show has been trying to do. To give them the platform, because you sure as hell have not seen them on the corporate media. Because the corporate media are very careful about their grip parts in the grift too. So, sorry, to answer your question, Tanya, I wager to you, given this massive concession by the Department of Health, that there's no legal, pardon me, correction, let me not say legal, but there's no rational basis, therefore, to continue the state of disaster beyond the 15th of January. They have to end it, because they themselves are saying, we're shifting approach. We're shifting approach. Anyway, that's not what this show is about. Let's keep the conversation going, guys. I will field your questions. Don't get me wrong. I will field your questions because it's been a while since we've chatted. So hey, let's have that chat now. Let's see here. Corlia van Heerden, I see you. Deej Vicky, Andrew Hendrick, Etada. Am I seeing you tonight for dinner? Hey man, I'm sure you're gonna have a great dinner, homie. Please enjoy it with the fam. Ursula Stander, have a blessed and peaceful Christmas with your family, PDL. I'll be fair, I'll be honest, just for full disclosure, I don't celebrate Christmas as I'm with the Jewish faith, but obviously my family are very much still Christians and all the like, so they'll probably still hang around and get together, and I'll probably say hi to them. I just thought, let me be absolutely honest about this. Gert van Janssen van Rensburg, good evening, BDL. Dean Lamarck with the message, Smee, God's richest blessings and Merry Christmas to you, BDL, and everybody else. We see you, Smee. Thanks for the message. Hillary Lawson, Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos. Wolf K, I will see you. Alta, I see you. And Tanya with the response. Thanks, BDL. I see there's still lots of countries around the world who are trying to enforce their mad rules. Yeah, the Northern Hemisphere in particular has gone absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. The COVID grift is literally, it's settled, it's entrenched itself. And if anything, you're even beginning to see the establishment of these camps where they forcibly take people. Sure, crazy. Mike, I see you. Lynn Smith, Cindy Jacobs, Pretorius. Happy holidays, Big Daddy. Thank you for being our social media policeman. Definitely not a policeman, but shout out to you, Cindy. I see you, girl. Milton Coleman, I see you, brother. Annette Beckett, I see you. Jennifer Borkman, see you also. Lars Solis, just putting you on the screen there for a moment. Paula, there she is. They have to start extracting themselves. It's unraveling fast. I agree. I agree. Extricating themselves. Absolutely. And again, I don't mind people, guys. I'm not right all the time also. So don't get me wrong. I therefore never hold it against someone who admits they were wrong about something, saying, you know what, I've changed my mind. The facts, the data says this. That's all fine. Like, I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with, though, is the fact that everybody gets held to ransom until those COVID grifters who hold power realize the truth. And then that, for me, I have a problem with. Because the fight is not over. Now we fight as citizens to say that this never happens again. Never happens again. You will never have a concentration of power like this into the hands of a small elite who then lord it over us, even when the data, the evidence, the facts suggest against what they're doing. The pride of someone should never be something that, because they held power and pride is in the way, they'll just forge ahead in a stubborn way, even as they harm and hurt the rest of South Africa. It has been an absolute tragedy to see what these people have done to my fellow South Africans. What they've done to the faith, that flag, that family, and that freedom type South African, who before this thing was probably thinking, you know what, it's a tough economy already. Things are already on the downward slide, but at least I'm able to put bread on the table. That guy got screwed by the elite. That guy or girl got screwed by the establishment. The very same establishment who themselves never missed a single paycheck throughout this entire imposed crisis. So yes, I'm very angry. I'm bitter even to an extent, because it's been my fellow South Africans, the ordinary South African, who has been punished and has paid a very heavy price for the arrogance of some in our society who are drunk on power, drunk on greed, because they were making money hand over fist. But yeah, let me not spoil my mood. And I take it very personally. Watching people who you can see are in pain. I take it very personally. Let me leave it there, because I can feel myself getting emotional and angry in my being emotional. People who don't care about South Africans. They only care just enough to exploit you. Whether they want votes from you or they want money from you, They only care enough about you to exploit you. They only know enough about you to exploit you. Watching those people smile their way through this nonsense as if everything is okay. So you'll forgive me if I become a little emotional, because it's those people who have soured Christmas for so many of you. There's someone who might be watching this, or even if they're not watching this, someone is sitting out there scratching their head thinking, hi bo, sizogan like higher. What are we going to have on the table to eat in this house? That's the story of South Africa. But you have the political elites, the establishment, don't give a damn. And you even see them sometimes on social media. Save a life, order online. How? If I don't have money, how do I do that? If I'm standing on the side of the road begging, how do I do that? What are my options? Clearly, you have options galore. Maybe you're paging through Mr. Delivery, or maybe you're paging through Uber Eats, thinking, what should I have? Chinese or sushi or blah, 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 blah. Not a care in the world as to the fact that someone right now hey, my daughter. What's the one name? And yes, this was meant to be a nice, positive vlog. This was meant to be a nice, positive vlog. Pardon me. Oh. Wow, and I've clogged up my sinuses. Sure. Yes, you'll have to forgive me. You'll have to forgive me because it really hurts. It really hurts. You know, when you care about people, beyond all the things you're told not to care about, you know, this country, you'll always have someone first in the queue to say, oh, Big Daddy, don't care about them, they're whites. Don't care about them, they're Indians. Don't care about them, they're coloreds. Don't care about them, they're poor blacks. Well, who cares about those poor blacks? There's always someone in the queue, in the mainstream, in the establishment, who tells you who you shouldn't care about. And that's very tough for me. I'm sorry, it's very tough for me. Even if you've wronged me, it's very tough for me to not care about you. Because your well-being is so much more important than what I'm told I should not care about or to care about. All South Africans matter to me. I literally view you guys like family. I view you guys like blood family, like we Gaslam, Shobo, relative. Pardon me. So that it gets to me. It really does. It registers on a personal and emotional level when I see you guys struggling. Because I know what it's like. I know what it's like. I know what it's like. You know, I've been on a mission for the past 2 years. When this lockdown hit, for those of you who've been around long enough, you'll know, I told you at the beginning, I gave up everything, which was a nice middle-class creature comfort for me, when I saw what these politicians are fixing to do at the very beginning of this lockdown. When I saw what these guys are fixing to do, I said, you know what? That's it. I'm done. I'm giving up my nice middle-class existence. And I sold everything I own. Well, not everything. I've got my sentimental stuff, obviously, in storage. But I said, I'm going to sell everything. And this Baki has been home on some occasions. There are some of you who've seen me at petrol stations or whatever the case may be, setting up a bed in the back of the bakkie. Because I said to myself, I will travel the length and the breadth of this country, and in my own small way, haphazard at times, in my own small way, I'm going to travel this country, go into the very communities that don't watch this show, for example, who don't watch this show, and speak to Abantu about the dangers of trusting government, the dangers of thinking the ANC or the EFF or the DA or ACDP or whoever, the dangers of thinking that politicians are your friends or that they're family. As Ramaphosa often says, family meeting, family meeting. Hey, it's Ekwen. And I said, in my own small way, in contribution, I'll sell everything in order to fund putting diesel in this bakkie and traveling the length and the breadth of this country. On the one hand, producing content, yes. That's the fun part. This is all the fun part for me. It's the air war, as I like to call it, where I get to transmit my ideas via the show. But the ground war was equally important. Showing face, shaking hands, going into people's homes and saying, Sanbonan, hello, my name is Big Daddy Liberty. I stand for your freedoms. The values I share are of uniting a faith, flag, family, and freedom type society. That's been my mission for the past 2 years. I chose to do that of my own volition, to give up that nice creature comfort life to do this. And I must be fair, now that everything is quote unquote coming back to normal, so to speak, and people are beginning to see for themselves the nonsense, I'm going to change tact a little bit. I'm going to change tact and go back to being in one place, if I'm to be honest. By the looks of things, I'll be based in Johannesburg because there's quite a bit of things personally I need to sort out. I hope quite a lot of, let's say my religion is going to take over my life quite a lot next year. There's quite a lot of things religiously that I need to get done. So I'll be based in Johannesburg for that. At a Shiva. I can't say that now. It's confirmed. So I'll be based in Johannesburg again, but I'll still be between Johannesburg and my farm here in KZN. Because that's a business that I need to, we need to make money, guys. It's as simple as that. And I'm very thankful for those I'm very thankful to those of you who contribute monthly to the show. It really has been a massive, massive support in what I've been doing. And, I'm using those funds now to build what will be a studio, a BDL studio, because I'm trying to create an alternative media space in this country, something that can actually compete now with the mainstream media or the corporate media in particular. Something which is conservative in nature, and I use the conservative with a small c, but that pushes those classically liberal ideas. Something which, as I said, a studio that I can sit day in, day out, broadcast from, and have it syndicated on radio stations across the country, so that more and more people can hear the ideas that we often talk about. That's the vision, that's the plan for 2022. So that'll be built in Johannesburg. I'm doing a lot of background work, guys. I'm trying to get a support from various organizations, various people, especially wealthy people who often say they love my show, right? And I'm saying, okay, fine. If you love my show, put your money, please, your considerable millions, in some case billions, into helping me build an actual news conglomerate, a news giant that can compete, that can actually begin to shed different ideas, something South Africans can chew on and use. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. So that's, if you don't see me broadcasting a lot, it's likely because I'm doing that legwork. That, of course, and the farm, which is taking up a lot of time. Guys, farming is not pop and place. It is very, very difficult. And that's what I've been working on. So if you don't see me a lot, please, I really do ask you to indulge me, because this is what I've been working on in the background. On the one hand, I need a way to obviously sustain myself. So the farm is what I've been working on. But also the other is this thing I've started a BDL, it has to become bigger. It has to become even beyond me. Can you imagine a Big Daddy Liberty or a Liberty radio station that has multiple hosts on it, guys who run the spectrum from conservative, classical liberal, libertarian, anarchist on a mainstream platform, broadcasting in all languages across the country. That's my vision. That's what I'm working on for next year. And it's those of you who are already funding the show on a monthly basis. And I've always said, guys, I'm not here to take millions from people necessarily, but you just crowdfunding it. Just the crowdfunding in itself has been an absolute pleasure because it's helping me build this. Guys who contribute $50 a month, it's helping me build exactly this. So next year, please God, as we secure space, as we secure other guys who will put in seed funding, the sort of mega funding I do need for something like this, you know. For those of you who, as I said, you contribute monthly, there are people who I now hire who help me put this together, who help me put together an actual radio station and TV show. So guys, lots of exciting things coming. There's work being done in the background here. That's the mission. And please God, as I said, it'll be based out in Johannesburg, which is where I'll be based for the next few years. So there'll be less traveling by me, but more now regular content that is of a conservative and a classically liberal nature. We broadcast, we syndicate, we start to diversify and head into other languages. That's why you've seen me do a lot more shows in isiZulu, because the view is to have a Zulu, primetime Zulu show that literally pushes these ideas, a talk show. So guys, lots of work, lots of good stuff. I just need to be mindful of time because it's nearly Shabbos. Sorry, I am seeing the comments as they come through. Blah, 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 blah. Let me just quickly follow up. Shepherd Pie, nice name. I see what you did there, homie. With the peace message, I see you. Helen Marie Anderson, I see you. With the fantastic news regarding a studio build. I must be frank, I'm at a very early stage. We're looking to launch it sometime either end of Feb or into March. So we're still just fundraising at the moment, trying to put it together. But we're very excited about this, guys. It's going to be okay. Yeah, let me leave that one there. Christopher Goodwise, I see you. Tanya Edwards, I see you once again. Valerie, I see you. Rodney, I see you. Reginald, I see you. Alta Kabeshe, I see you. Tokish Twale is the one whose next whose next turn it is to front the Stellenbosch Mafia. I see you, Kabeshe. Larsalis, I see you. Annette Beckett, I see you. Yeah, guys, maybe let me end it there. Larsalis, I see you. A network like that can act as a decentralized way of mutual promotion. I would agree. I would agree. Like, we need to start building, instead of us bitching and moaning about the corporate media, let's build our own. Let's build our own media space that grows, that is supported by you, that starts even developing a more honest journalism in this country. Because my vision is to actually have exactly that, correspondence around the country. I'm going to start in the major cities, in fairness, Durban, Cape Town, Johannesburg, guys who compile stories, and then I'll bring them to you via the show. That's how you do it. That's literally how you do it. And if Beckett Speak to Morning Shot has the same idea, absolutely. Again, I'm careful about merging everything, only because it creates one point of failure. So what if something happens and the whole thing breaks apart? But there's nothing wrong with collaborating, working together, building something that when it then is warranted, can become one massive thing. Like, I'm all for that. Derek with the beautiful message. Oh, we're watching Merry Christmas, and remember what Rodriguez taught me. Who is Rodriguez? Hate is too strong an emotion to waste on someone you don't like. God bless you all. That's a message from Derek Stewart. Shout out to you, Derek. I see you, homie. And Merry Christmas to you too. And maybe on that note, as I head to the 40-minute mark, guys, thank you very much for watching. Good Shabbos once again. To the Jewish community, Shabbat Shalom. And to the Christian community, guys, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Like, please, where this vlog actually began, it was me reminding you, spend this time with family. Don't let the COVID grifters tell you different. Spend this time with family. You cannot keep people away and apart for this long and expect everything to be normal. No, no, no. Spend this time with family, people who you love, people who you can say, welcome to our family home, have some dinner, have some lunch, however you guys do it. But spend this time with family. To the Jewish community, y'all know what it is. um, Parashat Shemot. So make sure you read that. Lots of lessons in that. So please talk to your rabbi about some of the insights around that. So anyway, yeah, let me leave that one there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you probably next week sometime on a vlog. Who knows? I might even do a vlog from my farm. Well, actually, no, I can't. There's not much of a signal there. But who knows? I might compile a little video to show you what I'm working with, right? It's a family farm, which there's nothing much happening on it right now. And I'm rebuilding it from scratch, right? Because I want to start an agribusiness. So I will take you on that journey just to show you what I also do. The other half of who I am as BDL. With that being said, thanks for watching. Good Shabbos, and once again, Merry Christmas. And a reminder, hey, you know what's coming. A reminder, as I always say at the end of every video, never trust a commie. Merry Christmas, guys, and good Shabbos.